Karina, if you're ready, I'll start the meeting in just a couple minutes. Karina, are you there? I don't see you in the panelists right now. Okay, so it looks like I just got a note that Karina is disconnected from Zoom. So we are just going to hold for a couple minutes here and hopefully she can get back in. Okay, I see Karina is back in. Karina, I'm guessing you need a second to get things organized since you had been thrown out. Please just let me know when you're ready to get going.
Yes. Can you please make me the host and then I'll let you know when we're ready to go?
Yep, let me. Okay, hold on just a second.
I'm the one that's off mute.
Okay, let me see. There we go.
No, Art says we're good. We're good.
Okay, I was about to say, I wasn't quite sure how to do that. It was letting me rename you.
Yeah,
all right.
He's getting me back up here. Okay.
Okay, do we still need a couple more minutes, Karina?
I think so, Cheryl. Amber. It doesn't look like we're still in practice mode. Attendees haven't been able to join your meeting yet, so.
I'm ready to go when you are.
Okay,
It says
you need to broadcast the meeting, Kirsten or Karina. There we are.
There we go.
Thanks.
There we go. Okay. All right, we're always keeping everyone on their toes here. So I am going to go ahead, if everyone can, that all the city council can get their cameras on, that would be great. I am going to call to order the meeting of the Parks and Conservation Committee for the 13th of January, 2021, and I will do roll call. I will go ahead and, hold on, let me see here. I will do roll call. Anderson.
Present.
Becerra.
Present.
Contos.
Here.
Harp. I think Harp is missing today, so Harp is not present. Hess. Jordan, are you out there?
Jordan sent a message that he had a meeting to be at and was going to miss this.
Okay, I didn't see that. And Gwen is absent as well. She had a conflict. I know Julie's here because she just spoke. Jesse Ramos.
Present.
And I'm present. Amber Sherrill, Sandra Vasica,
Present.
Von Lossberg.
He's out too.
Gosh, we have a skeleton crew here right now. And West.
Present.
Okay, awesome. Thank you all. And let's see if we have any public here. Oh, we need to approve the minutes first. So we had a meeting on January 6th. Those minutes have been attached. If there are no changes to those minutes, they will stand approved. I don't see anyone having any changes, so those will stand approved. I'm going to back up because I kind of jumped into this quickly. And Karina, would you put on the screen the ways to attend and give comment? And I'll just read some of that off while Karina's getting that up. The cell phone, let's see, okay, there we go. So you could call in, let's see. Sorry, we're trying to get this up and running. You can leave, you're always, I can leave an email for the whole city council at council@ci.missoula.mt.us. Is that on there? I don't have it in front of me. Or at the council voicemail, which we will get that up in just a second. If you are calling in, the number is 253-215-8782. And if you want to raise your hand to be recognized for public comment, you can push *9. That will raise and lower your hand. And, oh, that's bright. And if you would like to mute and unmute yourself, it is *6. So I don't see any. Karina, the shared screen part of that is not working. I think we're okay to keep going though. I do not see any public here for public comment. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to committee business, which is the Recreation Division update. And Shirley Kinsey, I saw you here. So if you want to go ahead and take the floor, now would be the time.
Yeah. Say yes. And click on the bottom left. Sure.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
When you're done, just hit that.
It's stop share. Thanks everyone for letting me come and share some information from the Recreation Program Services. It's definitely been a challenging year for recreation programming along with everybody else. I'm personally so grateful to be working with such a energetic, kind, professional staff. Their ability through this whole year to adapt and remain flexible has been phenomenal. Their exceptional hard work to help maintain some semblance of normalcy in such a challenging time has truly been incredible. So I'd like to introduce my full-time team. Meg Witcher is the Recreation Program Manager. She has recreation coordinators Tyler Decker and Gretchen Sutherland. Anna Bruning is a 50-50 split with Spencer McKirkle, who is the Recreation Facilities Manager. Spencer came on in March with us and took over all the facilitation of the sports facilities at the fort and around town. So he's been a great addition to our team. And then Eric Seagrave, the aquatics manager, has Hannah Shepard and Tori Learn, the aquatics coordinators that work with him. And then Colin is our food and beverage coordinator. And Colin this year has been the little boy that sticks his finger in the holes in the dike. He has been all over the place helping with base camp cleaning and data entry, and he's just been phenomenal. So I feel really incredibly lucky to have such a great team. So this year we started the summer out after the shutdown, hiring and training all of our full-time or our intermittent staff for the summer via Zoom and homework. So trying to create that whole stream was incredibly challenging for staff. And then to keep people busy until we started the programs up, because you can't just start programs without staff in place and have them trained. So we developed a trail and park ambassador program to help keep people safe in the parks and lend assistance where we could. And that worked out really well. We were really pleased at the response from the community. Camps became an essential service. A lot of people had to go back to work, and they needed some place for their child where they felt comfortable and felt that the child would be safe. And we had a lot of protocols in place for our camp programs that have carried through. So, and then also development plans for all the programs and facilities, given the health department and state restrictions, to help keep staff safe and participants safe. It was extremely challenging. So hopefully we're on a better road in 2021, and we'll put this in the past sooner rather than later. So I was fortunate enough last semester, I interviewed with a UM student working on her MPA. And she was asking about our advancements in equity and inclusion. And it was really reaffirming to me to be able to tell her that from day one of my employment with the city and this department, inclusion has been standard operating procedure. It's what we do. And it was, we just always strive to advance the principles of inclusion. And in the past 5 years or so, we've really embraced the idea and understanding of what equity actually looks like. So our biggest leap forward, I believe, in my opinion, is when Meg Witcher joined the team. And Meg's background in therapeutic recreation and her total passion for outdoor education has allowed us to be able to create an outstanding program overall. These programs, along with partnerships that we've developed with Montec and the Summit Independent Living, have helped expand services built on the principles of equity and inclusion in our community. So in 2020, we developed a BIPOC program, Black, Indigenous, and People of Color program. We kicked off the Lowell Neighborhood Community Center through the school-based programs and after-school programs. And we're hopeful that we'll soon have an interlocal agreement with the county, Missoula County Public Schools, to advance that community center. The CARES grant enabled us to develop base camp and provide assistance to those in need of childcare during this economically challenging time. Our scholarship forms and messaging has been revised to be more inclusive and user-friendly. And then facility signage, which was an easy win for us. We changed it to be more inclusive. We added, and one of the huge things was we added a bus with a lift for wheelchair accommodation to our fleet. So the bus actually can accommodate 2 wheelchairs for the programs. Is Alex Kim on the line by chance? No? Meg? Is Meg here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Meg, why don't you go ahead and talk about the BIPOC program we started, and then you can talk about the base camp as well.
Sure. Let me turn on my video. Hi guys. I'm reeling after it's been a busy morning after MCPS's decision to have the kiddos back in school starting January 25th. So it's an interesting time for our program, but want to talk a little bit about the Here Montana program. I wish I could Alex could be here. He is our program coordinator, part-time program coordinator for the Here Montana BIPOC program. And so what he's really done is reached out to different community avenues, both other organizations like the like Soft Landings or the Native American Health Center and different university clubs and that sort of stuff to really develop a full-fledged outdoor recreation program for our BIPOC population here in town. As a direct result of his work and kind of in collaboration with a lot of stuff that we've done, we've actually seen an increase in BIPOC representation in our program staff, which just makes me absolutely giddy and excited, because as our equity programs really expand, especially in our Title I elementary schools, I want our kids and I want our parents to look at Parks and Recreation staff, their staff, that represents them in their community, and see somebody that they physically identify with, whether, in regards to race. We also really have a strong staffing population from our LGBTQ plus population as well. And so as a direct result of this program, our staffing culture is changing. And I think as a direct result of that, we're going to see our program participation in younger generations change too. So it's this kind of beautiful cycle of kind of opening opportunities and making sure that, yes, in fact, our programs and all of our physical spaces are for everyone here in Missoula. So that's been really a definite highlight. We've been waiting for snow because our Nordic and snowshoe programs have had to be canceled, but we're hoping for some February programming. So we are running those programs for families primarily. During the summertime, twice a week. And then during the winter, our goal was twice a month, but we've been having a little bit of a snow problem. So pretty exciting stuff there. And then if we flip over to base camp, I was walking to work this morning, and I was up late listening to the school board. That was one of the craziest public meetings I've ever listened to, 5 hours, because base camp's really contingent of what MCPS is deciding to do. My entire role and my entire job, for lack of a better word, is to respond to the community's need. And it's the coolest part of my job. And the community said, kids are only in school 2 days a week. I need to work. I need a safe, enriching place for my child to get to some schoolwork done, and so I can have childcare. And so in a matter of less than 4 months, we went from having no facility to having an amazing facility in the old library at 301 East Main Street that was kid-friendly, set up like a school, to pretty much opening a school and recreation center, applying for almost $1 million worth of CARES grants, spending that money, tracking that money, and running this program with the passion and kind of outreach. It kind of blows me away what this team has accomplished. And it really comes down to our community's essential workers, our childcare workers. This staff of intermittent staff are with our community's kids for 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. They spent more time, a lot of our families and kids spent more time at base camp than they did in the public school system this fall and this winter so far. So now the kiddos are headed back to work. So you can see from the enrollment numbers, they drastically increased, especially when we got that CARES grant funding, which led to a direct decrease in program fees. So you saw that huge kind of increase, but those were the kind of numbers of kiddos that we were serving at base camp alone. Amazing program. Highlight for me was getting a visit from our former Governor Bullock. That was really, really cool. And just really being able to serve families at a high need to keep our community's families working right now. But that's base camp. One thing that I did wanted to show on this, in the comparisons of fiscal years 2019 to 2020, what you will notice is when you look at summer camp, fiscal year 2019, that was pre-COVID. Fiscal year 2020, we still saw an increase in participation despite our pandemic in summer camp participation. And what that really shows to me is that, one, parents and families in our community trust their municipal parks and recreation program to provide services. And two, we have become essential to the functioning of our families in our community. They still are sending their kids to our programs despite everything that's going on. So we're gearing up for another super exciting summer. Wondering what things are going to look like with the increase of community spread. But as always, whenever we do job interviews over in the program staff, the number one thing we ask about is flexibility. And this team has shown some great flexibility and great teamwork to make these programs happen. And a lot of it came down to support from council, support from the mayor, and being able to acquire base camp and use the old library and provide these services.
Thanks, Meg. So the next program up is Super and Tiny Sprouts. And I just love these programs because they're just always so uplifting to see these little tykes out there having fun. And Gretchen Sutherland is the staff in charge of these programs. And she's really designed the Tiny Sprouts are walkers to age 3, and the Super Sprouts are 3 to 5-year-olds. And she's designed these programs to help develop coordination and base movement skills along with social interaction skills. And they've been really popular. And hopefully we can start them up again. They've taken a bit of a dip due to the indoor space not being readily available. But we will continue that as we move forward. So the junior Playmakers youth sports definitely saw a decrease. Unfortunately, we had to end the junior Playmakers flag football league early this fall due to an uptick in COVID cases. And we just felt like we couldn't keep everyone safe and healthy. So we ended the program early. Kids Fest normally happens in the end of June or early July, and it was canceled this year. But all the booths that registered for sponsorship donated their booth fee to the program and were given an opportunity to do the Fall Family Fest virtual scavenger hunt that Anna Bruning, one of our rec coordinators, developed. So the kids were given the virtual scavenger hunt, and they went to the different sponsorships locations for a fun activity and treats. So that actually was a great success. One of the things you'll notice throughout this whole year, we've gotten so many great comments from the community telling us how much they appreciate the program and their support for us. So I threw in some quotes throughout the PowerPoint that you can see made from some of our participants and parents. Our adult sports program definitely declined in numbers. I think that the teams that did sign up were appreciative for the ability to just participate, even though we had additional restrictions that we needed to implement to not only keep them safe, but our staff safe and healthy. So you can see that this year numbers were definitely down. Pre-COVID, we did have one volunteer day, a Kaboom playground build in August of 2019. 125 volunteers came out to put up the Rose Memorial Playground, and that happened in one day. It was pretty phenomenal. But past that, we pretty much have suspended volunteer group programs due to the participant restrictions that we need to adhere to. And now on to our currents and splash. These next slides, last year you asked us to do a snapshot of the summer season. So these next few slides are a snapshot of April through September. And you can see April through September from 2019 or FY19 and FY20. Numbers were pretty normal. Then we got into this year, and we saw a significant decrease in attendance after the shutdown at Currents. We reopened the front desk in mid-May, and we reopened the pool 1st of June. So, and then Splash was opened as well. The 1st of June, we had the swim team in doing laps. And then once school got out, or should have been out, then we opened the other two bodies of water, the pond and the lazy river. We found that the attendance restrictions of 50 people per body of water were extremely hard on our bottom line, but we got huge compliments for people being able to come and lap swim and have a place to cool off and just have a recreational swimming throughout the summer. So you can see from our attendance numbers from last summer to this summer at Splash, we had a significant drop in attendance as well. So looking at the overall, comparing the calendar years 19 and 20, we've done our best to decrease our expenses as much as possible. They're down 34%. Unfortunately, our revenue is down 77%. So comparing the, so for FY21, according to Ryan Applegate, our business manager's projection numbers, we're looking at probably a $300,000 or a $430,000 operational shortfall. And that's assuming that our capacity restrictions remain in place through FY21. So that's the end of June. And Park District fund balance will be used to offset the shortfall. So it may take us a few years to get back on our feet, but this too shall pass, and we'll be able to move forward. The Fort Missoula multi-use fields, we had our impact was seen through the.
Hey, Shirley, I just want to interrupt really quickly. we're on a little bit of a tight time schedule. I know we got
Ooh.
started late. Keep going. We're
Okay.
just, I just
Okay,
wanted
I'm
to.
about finished.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to let everyone know that. And I am going to try to leave a couple minutes for questions for
Okay.
people as well.
Yeah, I can rock through. So the multi-use fields and the softball fields, we saw a decline due to no tournaments. We saw a little bit of decline with youth sports, but not as much as the lack of tournaments. Pickleball courts were actually up per fiscal year, just because we had a lot of facilitated play. Vending contracts are directly associated with tournaments. So we saw a big drop in the vending contracts. Shelters surprisingly held their own because people were using shelters for business meetings and all their outdoor gatherings. So we did quite a good, a steady rental on our shelters. So just in general, I just wanted to give a shout out to the Missoula City County Health Department. They have really been outstanding to work with this year. And they've helped us so much that I just can't say enough good about the assistance they've provided us. So accolades to them. And then in conclusion, thanks for your support. We really couldn't do what we do without your support. So.
Thank you. And I apologize to.
Oh, no worries.
It's a little bit of a crazy meeting. I got thrown out at the beginning, and then I don't know if anyone saw, but a giant branch hit the window behind me and I jumped up. So anyway, it's been a very strange meeting. So I just want to say that it has been a challenging year for everyone, but in particular for your program. And I want to thank you all for doing such a great job to serve our community and, being able and willing to pivot as needed. Even Meg talking about watching that long school board meeting last night and trying to figure out, okay, this affects me tomorrow, so I got to get moving. I just really appreciate it. These are great programs. I love seeing those base camp numbers, and just love all the work you're doing. As far as the shortfall and the financial piece, I have been saying in council meetings that, the fallout is coming. We're not seeing it all yet, right? And I mean, it is in things like this that you, because of things out of your control, we're unable to have the normal numbers that you anticipated this year. I think for a very long time to come, we're going to have graphs with an asterisk beside 2020 and explaining why that is out of the norm, and hopefully not too much of 2021. So I have some questions and we want to run through this quickly. Public Works is next, but it's not until 11. So I think maybe we'll just try to shorten the break. Julie, go ahead. And if everyone can be kind of brief with their questions.
Yeah, and I guess I would just point out that unless I am mistaken, Public Works doesn't actually have anything on the agenda. So that said, my question is in regards to the community center program. Actually, first of all, I want to say thank you to Shirley and Meg and all of your staff members for being flexible and working so hard. You guys have been a really important part of helping families keep going through this time. And I just can't thank you enough for that. But I did want to ask about the operations of the community center at Lowell, and specifically how that has interacted with the flagship program. I expressed when we first started that program, I expressed to Donna my concerns that we not displace the long years of good work that the flagship program has been doing at schools, including Lowell. So if you could maybe give us just a brief thumbnail about that, I would appreciate it.
We're not displacing anyone. Honestly, we're partnering with Flagship and a lot of different partners that provide after school programming. It's not all about us. It's about us coming together with all the program providers and just having the city be the vehicle that provides the structure of the program.
And I can speak to that a little bit more, Julie, because I know that that's been something that Flagship has long been talking about, and I've been in the trenches pretty deep with this as well. Due to COVID, Flagship chose to do online in their elementary schools and chose to go a different program model. I met with the Lowell coordinator. His name's Al. He's pretty awesome. Numerous times with both him and the principal at Lowell at the same time, with program proposals on how we could work together this fall during COVID and this winter. But in the end, Flagship decided that they were going to go online. So all the meetings were set, all the plans were set, and Flagship in the end decided to go a different route. And that was their choice. But I've been very, very, very diligent in trying to maintain that relationship and understanding. And I'm gathering from your question that you probably know some of the backstory with it all. I will also tell you that I have been working with a member of the Flagship board as well as the Lowell school principal to try and figure out how we can move the relationship forward, because we not only do we want them there, we need them there. The Lowell kids need as many adults and as many programs as humanly possible. And so that is a relationship that I have a particular passion in trying to reestablish, to get Flagship back physically in the school now that more kids are back in the school.
Thank you, Meg. I greatly appreciate that. And I'm glad to know that you're on top of that and keeping that relationship going. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Meg. I have one more question. And Julia, actually, the agenda I see has three items for Public Works. So I just want to make sure we do.
Sorry, I was thinking public safety.
No, okay, no, that's fine. I just want to make sure that we know we're all coming back. Okay, Stacy, if you don't mind doing it quickly, and then I'll recess and thanks to both of you. I'll say ahead of time.
Right, absolutely. I will make this super quick, but I can't help but just thank Meg for her passion and all the great work she does. Every time she presents, we're always just so impressed. And this year, especially, the nimbleness that was needed and the huge asset you are to our community. So thank you so much. My question is, I'm concerned about the fact that we are zeroing out the fund balance. I mean, we were fortunate that we are in a position to have that in the first place. I would imagine not all municipalities are as well run as ours and may not be in that situation. Is there any, I know there's been a lack of funding directly from federal government to direct municipalities, but are we hopeful that or do we know of any ability to apply for funds to offset some of these shortfalls that we're seeing? I realize that we had other challenges with ongoing maintenance, especially with these larger facilities, aquatics and splash, prior to COVID. And I'm concerned about our ability to kind of address those maintenance issues since we're having to use our fund balance to cover the shortfall.
Yeah, and we keep the business team is scouring for any kind of grant possibilities. So we jumped right on the CARES grant when it became available. So anything with the new administration coming in, there's always a possibility, and we will be right there with shovels ready. So.
Thank you. And I apologize that we had to rush this because I have all sorts of other things I'd like to ask as well. But thank you for your work, and yeah. Keep going, keep going. If we talk about why we need rainy day funds, this has been the year of why.
Thanks so much, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And I'm going to adjourn the Parks and Conservation meeting, and we're back in 8 minutes. Have a great day.